The search continues for a murder suspect in Times Square.
When the mother had come onto the ambulance with me, she obviously was in a panic.
As the NYPD is working round the clock for answers. A suspect has been taken into custody.
Fired some shots. The male fell to the ground
After a shooting in Orlando outside an immigration office. And just in time for Mother's Day,
we spotted a couple dolphins off in the distance, and as we approached, we realized that she had reunited.
researchers reunite a stranded and injured dolphin with its mother. It's all coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Zitlali Solache, and today is Tuesday, May 11th, 2021.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
New View just released body cams showing the point of view of a hero officer as she rushes a child to safety. The child was one of 3 people hurt in a shooting in New York City's Times Square. The network's Helen Acevedo is in the control center this morning with the tale of the tape.
Zitlali, this just released body cam footage shows the officer who carried a little girl to safety after the shooting in Times Square.
Body cam footage shows an officer running towards the child after she had been wounded in the shooting. That body cam was on Officer Alyssa Vogel from the New York Police Department. You see the officer running a block to the child's side. Using a tourniquet she had on her belt, the officer wrapped the 4-year-old's leg to stop the bleeding. She then picked the girl up and raced her to the nearest ambulance.
I was just looking at her and just saying, like, if this was my kid, I would be running her myself to the hospital or the ambulance.
Officer Vogel was near Times Square Saturday around 5 p.m. when 3 innocent bystanders were hit by stray bullets, including the little girl who was going to a toy store with her family. Vogel says the youngster was very brave.
She was amazing. I cannot believe that a little girl of her age that had just been shot was so calm.
The little girl was rushed to a nearby hospital where she had surgery and will be okay.
The little girl has been released from the hospital and she is now at home recovering. In the control center, Helen Acevedo, South Florida Media Network.
This morning, children between the ages of 12 and 15 are one step closer to receiving the COVID-19 vaccine. The FDA authorized the Pfizer vaccine for use in younger teens and adolescents. Tomorrow, the CDC's advisory committee will meet to decide if it will recommend the vaccine for this age group. Vaccinations could begin Thursday. This morning, the mother of Ahmaud Arbery is thankful as lawmakers repealed a Civil War-era citizen arrest law. She was there as Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp yesterday signed the bill, which states that bystanders can no longer make an arrest. The law comes a year after 3 men, now convicted with murder, shot Arbery while he was jogging, claiming he was a burglar. This morning, there are new updates regarding the fatal shooting of Breonna Taylor. The preliminary report suggests officers violated their firearms training by opening fire during the Breonna Taylor raid. The initial report said Taylor's safety should have been considered prior to Sergeant John Mattingly returning fire, and that the officers should have withdrawn and taken cover. One suspect is in custody today following a shooting outside a federal immigration office in Orlando that left 1 man dead. Officials say a man and woman were going into the building when a man in a car drove up to them. The man confronted the pair, opened fire, and then fled.
There was a white Hispanic female and a white Hispanic male going into the facility. At that time, a Hispanic male suspect drove up, confronted the Hispanic female and the Hispanic male, fired some shots. The male fell to the ground and was pronounced deceased at the scene.
Officers caught the suspect and took him into custody. Authorities believe the suspect is ex-husband of the woman who escaped and was unharmed. A pickup truck badly damaged this morning after a chunk of road flies into it after being struck by lightning. The front and back windshields were blown out on the interstate near Panama Beach City. Yesterday, 2 people were inside the truck at the time. They were injured and taken to the hospital. Officials have not said how serious their injuries are. The reason why Tom Cruise decided to send back his Golden Globe Awards. That's still ahead, and so is this story.
There were really shallow oyster beds that prevented the dolphin from exiting.
Race to rescue. A young dolphin finds itself stuck in fresh water and blocked from getting back into the intracoastal. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
I may never have met you. We don't go way back. Maybe we wouldn't even be friends if we did. But when you wear a mask, you have my respect. Because your mask doesn't protect you. It protects me. I wear my mask to protect you. Mask up, America.
It takes all of us to slow the spread of the coronavirus. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and stay home unless absolutely necessary. Use a delivery service for essential items like food and medicine. If you must make essential trips, stay 6 feet apart from other people. Wear a cloth face covering and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. Visit Coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Family reunion. A young dolphin is now safe after being spotted on its own and in trouble. Researchers here in Florida had been tracking it for weeks. Coincidentally, the day they discovered it was back with its mother. Was this past Sunday, Mother's Day. A stranded 3-year-old dolphin has been rescued by researchers after swimming in shallow areas for nearly 3 weeks.
That railroad bridge created a barrier. There were really shallow oyster beds that prevented the dolphin from exiting.
Hub's Research Institute have known this dolphin and its mother since birth and had last seen the pair back in February. The rescue mission lasted about 3 weeks and was a success after the right resources were in place.
We were constantly on the radio, communicating with each other, organizing where we each needed to be, having folks that were skilled in the water with wetsuits, booties, life vests.
It's not unusual to find dolphins here in Biscayne Bay, but in freshwater locations like in Central Florida where the dolphin was found, they are considered to be unhealthy habitats.
She had a deteriorating body condition. She had skin lesions.
Researchers noticed the dolphin also had injuries, and the veterinarians then found life-threatening issues.
Her right flipper was badly entangled in braided fishing line and wire, and that had been there for some time, so it was deeply embedded.
After receiving the right treatment, the dolphin was cured and released back to the wild.
We spotted a couple dolphins off in the distance, and as we approached, we realized that she had reunited with her mother.
Scientists at Hub's Research have stated they will return to the intracoastal to check on the 3-year-old dolphin and ensure that she is safe and well. Actor Tom Cruise is in protest of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association after today he returned his Golden Globe Awards. The organization behind the Globes, the HFPA, has been under criticism for lack of diversity in its members, including no black members. Also yesterday, NBC announced it would not broadcast the Globes in 2022. That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Zitlali Solache. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.